But boy, I learned a lot today.
Well, a couple of things. So, something you're going to learn here, the biggest thing is that I hate to say it, but it's always an inside job.
You don't hate to say it. You love to say it. And
I
it's
love
true.
saying it. Yes, but this is different than you think,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I think a lot of people don't understand that they really have all of these healing powers
Yes.
themselves, maybe just not sure how to do it.
Right.
And someone like Dr. Olatunde could help you with that. And
Yes.
then at the end of the podcast, she's giving away a free poster to empower you to be able to do some of your own healing, especially those
Yeah.
who are having some pain management issues, right? Which
Right.
a lot of people just headaches, backaches, like
Yeah.
whatever it is. This
My
could be
mom's dealing with
super
arthritis
helpful.
now and really
Yes.
looking for solutions for that. What if we're empowered to learn some things from Dr. Olatunde, from her book, from wherever, and then we practice them and we actually have some management of our own pain? How does that sound to people? Because that sounds real good to me.
A lot of self-healing, but listen in for this one. There's all kinds of tips and tricks.
Yeah, let's take care of ourselves.
The world is a lot right now. Are you feeling it? We all need new tools to help us walk through the chaos with grace, ease, and compassion for each other and for ourselves. In this podcast, you'll hear from parents, educators, and other experts who can bring perspective to the monumental job of parenting. It's time to level up and be warriors for our kids and our communities. This is the Warrior Parent Podcast. I'm Marci Mitchell.
And I'm Debbie DiManno. As parents, we understand that it really does take a village to raise our kids. We hope that this podcast serves to create and support that community for you. Join us as we discuss and practice our core tools, which are proven mind-body techniques that can be used by anyone to improve your life on a daily basis.
Welcome back to the Warrior Parent Podcast. We are very grateful that you're joining us today. And today we're very excited for our guest, Dr. Njideka Olatunde. And I said that slowly because I wanted to try to say it right. How did I do?
Excellent.
Okay, good. And she is a visionary energy behind Focus on Healing Wellness Institute. She's an accomplished neuropath, author, acclaimed thought leader, podcast host, master reflexologist, pain relief educator, and consultant who has helped thousands of chronic pain sufferers relieve pain first with addiction and medication-free pain relief treatment, using the power of touch and reflexology as an alternative in addressing the opioid epidemic. So that is really important stuff, really exciting stuff. I can't wait to get into it. Thank you for being here, Dr. Olatunde.
Thank you for having me. Looking forward to sharing.
Excellent.
Okay. I think, Marci, I think she said neuropath. I think she meant naturopath,
Oh,
right?
I do that. I do that. Did I do it wrong again?
It's okay. It's okay. Just so everybody knows, like we're not doing neuro here.
Thank you, Deb.
I'm the sciencey one. We
She's
always
the
go back and
sciencey one.
yeah. So anyway, I am well aware of naturopath and other modalities for healing. I've had a lot of my own trauma and healing over the years, with all sorts of nonsensical maladies. And so I am super excited to have this conversation with you and learn more about touch healing and reflexology. So, why don't you give us a little background? How did you show up in this area?
Well, let me see. It's a long story, but I'll make it brief.
Okay.
Basically, as a child, I wanted to be a doctor. And because when I grew up with home remedies and the fact that doctors came to your house.
Yeah.
And when the doctor came, I was excited. So, oh, this is what I want to do when I grow up.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up, by the way? Just so people have
In Washington, D.C.
Oh, you've been there the whole
Okay.
time. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
yes. And so what happened was when I got to school, I realized that medical school was not going to teach me how to be the doctor that I wanted to be. So I
Yes.
changed careers
Yes.
and I became a social worker. And I covered the whole gamut of social work from infants to seniors all the way through every area of social service. I did that. And what happened was most of the people that I was working with were always going to the emergency room for health care. And that kind of concerned me. I said, something's wrong with this picture. But it was starting, the alternative field was beginning to open up. And that led me to go back to school so I could finally be the doctor that I really wanted to be. And out of that came the reflexology, which I added to my naturopathic practice. And there I started understanding, connecting the power of touch and pain in my practice as a healing modality. And that's what gave birth to Focus on Healing and where I am today.
Wow, that's a beautiful story. That's a beautiful story.
I love it.
But
yes.
yeah, we have talked so much. I was in the medical space for 30 some years. And there was a point when I got super sick also. I was realizing that, quote unquote, our type of medicine, if you will, was not exactly what I needed. And no one for a long time could really figure out what I had. I had Lyme disease, I had chronic fatigue, I had all the autoimmune things, like everything you could imagine was sort of showing up in my system just because I had overdone it and whatnot. But I think at that point I realized like this wasn't going to work anymore. And I ended up with a naturopath who I believe saved my life. And this was 20 some years ago.
All right.
But even then it was a little bit new and the whole the quack thing and like the whole thing. But it's just that people don't understand. I mean, people who understand like the history of medicine here has changed a lot. I mean, from the early 1900s, it was really homeopathy. And somehow we ended up here, right? And still, I will fight to find a DO or someone. If I have to go to the doctor, I will fight to find someone like that because at least they have a little bit of a different perspective, I think.
Exactly.
But you've taken it to a whole nother level. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about reflexology specifically. So can you give people a definition of how that works, perhaps?
Reflexology is the art and science of working specific reflex nerve ending points that are found on the hands, the feet, and the ears. And what reflexology does, it relaxes. It also releases toxins and impurities, as well as bringing energy and balance to the body. And these are the things that are very important in the healing process as it relates to whatever type of illness you may be experiencing. And a way that I can kind of explain reflexology so people can kind of really understand it is, if you ever look at a chart of the anatomy and look at the nervous system, you'll see how all the nerve endings, they begin in your head and run straight through your body with ending points on the hands, feet, ears. But the focal point that I think, which is real important that we don't talk a lot about as it relates to the body systems, is the power of the nervous system. The nervous system is connected to the brain, which is the body's communication center. And all of the messages for all of the organs to operate like they do has to come through the nerve endings in the nervous system. And so what I'm leading up to is that when a reflexologist is working on someone's hands and feet, the best way I can kind of paint another picture to kind of explain this is that, say, for example, in your house, an electricity goes out. Okay, you can go to the circuit breaker and flick the switch and electricity will come back on. But if it doesn't come back on, then you have to call the electrician in and they'll say, okay, you got a wiring problem, so we're going to have to do something to connect the wires. That's what a reflexologist does.
I love that.
We are the electricians of the body.
So
what happens when a nerve ending is blocked? What we're doing is reflexing that nerve ending to open up so the channels of circulation or whatever is needed can happen. So that's the essence of what reflexology does.
That makes such sense. That whole idea of the nervous system being the hub of it. We know when As mothers, we know that when our child is in an overwhelmed state and then injures themselves or injures themselves and becomes overwhelmed, that you can't do anything until you calm that nervous system.
Yeah.
Same thing with us as human beings when we're out here in this world that's so crazy right now, and we get caught up in all
Yes.
of the trauma and the fear and the inequity of the world, and we get pulled out of our center and our nervous system is dysregulated.
Yes.
Everything's worse. Everything's worse.
Mhm.
Our pain is for sure worse because it's we're coming from this place of dysregulation. So it's so logical to go to the nervous system first, regulate, bring yourself to the place of calm so that you can operate from the cause and bringing a sense of calm, and then figuring out what, like you say, where's the broken wire, where's the
Mhm.
malfunction, and treat that and deal with the whole body system.
One of the things I'll share with you that I do in my practice, when the things I focus on, one of the things I've learned, and this came as a result of losing a lot of friends and colleagues and family members due to the opiates. When people
Yes.
are in pain, all they
Yes.
want is relief.
Yes.
And I started really looking at that. And as I looked at it, I said, there's a missing piece here. So I put together a program which is called Relieving Pain First Before
Mm-hmm.
Treatment.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But to do that, the first form of connection with my client begins with what I call the power of touch. And the way we use the power of touch is people have to understand that when you're in pain, you're dealing with stress. And when you're dealing with stress, you're going to have pain. The two go hand in hand. They aren't
Yes.
separate of each other. And so when you start understanding the pain stress connection, then you can connect that with the mind body connection so that you now will be able to start relieving the pain and moving into what I call integrative approaches to health as it relates to treatments, because there's no one treatment for everything. You have to have a combination of different things. It has to be integrated. And so when I use touch, the first form of touch that I use is listening. Listening
Okay,
is the
no one was
first touch.
expecting you to say that right now, including myself.
Yeah.
That's the first form of touch. And when you think about it, when a person goes to their doctor, they don't want to hear anything other than, I want my pain relieved. Relieve me of the pain. So when you go into the doctor's office, you go in there and say, oh, my back is hurting me so bad. And I just want some relief. And the first thing the doctor's going to say, well, we have to take some tests. And then when we take some tests, we'll be able to find out what's going on. But in the meantime, here's a prescription for your back pain. Now, we don't know what's causing the back pain, but you got a prescription for the back pain. But what happens is when I say pain relief before treatment, when I'm listening, what people are talking about is the stress. As I'm listening to the stress, what I'm looking for is what's that stress factor that's contributing to that pain. And see, by them listening, they're also listening to themselves as they're talking. Now I can move into, okay, we've identified the stress factor. So now we move into reflexology to relieve the pain, which goes back to what you were saying about relaxation. Calming them down because they're open and receptive.
Hold that thought just a second right there, because I wanted to talk about the doctor-patient sort of relationships. I was married to a physician years ago, and they told me that the power of the physician, or the power that you have, is in the listening, but also communicating to the patient, everything is going to be okay. We're going to figure this out. Everything is going to be okay. And then they start to imagine, oh, they're already starting to heal because they think someone is there who's going to heal you. Now, this is the piece of medicine that nobody does anymore. I mean, you have 10 minutes with your doctor, like, oh, what is it? Here's a pain pill. Do they ever say, like, you're fine, like, we got this? It's just a couple of tests and then going to figure out, right? We're missing that little thing. Right?
It's
If we,
very important because it's the power of touch that heals.
yes.
That's the missing piece. And when I say touch, and if you think about it, when you talk about touch, it's not just physical. It's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's all of those dynamics. And those are healing qualities. Say, for example, somebody is like feeling really down, and all you do is give them a smile, and that's a touch. Or you're going through, you open the door and somebody holds the door for you, and you're feeling bad, but somebody holds the door for you, and you say they say thank you. That's a form of touch. These are all the things that can bring healing, and it's not that it has to be so complicated as we're led to believe, because the healing is inside. And to address your question about the doctor saying it's going to be all right, the other side of that is we've got to understand, as a patient, your doctor is not the healer, it's you.
No, exactly.
You are assisting the body,
exactly,
working with the doctor in the healing process. That's all your physician is doing. It's helping you to heal yourself, because you hold the healing power.
Yeah.
And I never had a doctor tell me that.
Yes, no. Yeah. They don't want you to.
That's what we do. We assist. We don't have the answers, because the answers come from within, and it's with you. And that's what we have to do. We have to kind of open those doors so that you, as I always tell my clients, take back control of your power from pain. You have that right. You can do that.
Yes.
It's not in the pill, and it's not in the quick fix, because you have to always, and I always tell my clients, the problem that you're having did not come overnight. It was a process, because one thing you got to remember, when pain comes, it's minor. It doesn't come full force. And you may be feeling it, and then you'll say, oh, it's kind of uncomfortable. I'll deal with it.
Right. Yes.
Then it comes with a little more force. Oh, this is feeling a little.
Thank you.
Let me go to the doctor. I got to do something about this. Okay. Then you go to the doctor, you get the pain medication that numbs the nerves, so you're not feeling it. But now you've created havoc, because now you've added some other things to the thing that was causing the pain, because you didn't address with the pain first. And so that's what we have to understand. That's where our power comes in, by listening to our bodies. They tell us when they're tired. Our body will tell you when it's tired. Our body will tell you when it's time to stop. You don't listen. And so when you don't listen, the body says, you're not listening to me, so I have to put you down. And that's what happens.
Exactly. Let me give you a bigger message, because you're not hearing this one. And then, of course, our society and our, capitalism, I always come back to capitalism, tells you push through, grind, go harder. Oh, look at you. You're doing it on 4 hours sleep. Look at you. You did all that stuff and your back hurt. You're like, it holds that up as if that was the way to be. And it's not the human way to be. It's the mechanical capitalist way to serve this system, but it doesn't serve the human being. And then we pass that down too, because we demonstrate that to our kids, suck it up.
That is so true, because I come from an era where, and I'm sure you may remember this, there was a time we talked about what? Preventive health care. Talking about prevention. That's a word that's so archaic now. People don't even know that word even existed. There was a thing called preventive health care. And that's the foundation, because when you deal with prevention, now you're looking at how you help yourself, your family in the whole healing process. Because another piece that we don't look at, when a family member is ill, the whole family is ill. It's not just that one member, it's the whole family. We've got to understand that the whole family has to be involved in the healing process. And that's one of the reasons why, when I wrote my book, Reflexology Today, A Family Affair, is to get families back into understanding how you can use these simple techniques
Yes.
to start relieving pain and stress. And so I created as a self-help guide to help you understand that you are in control. It's not outside of you. You control it.
I love that title. We're all in it together.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm sure you're familiar with Louise Hay, right?
Yes.
From Hay House. So really, for me, she was kind of the first person that educated me on your own power for healing, right? And so when there was a period when I was like really, really sick, and that's all I could do. Like I could, there was no more doctors to go to. There were no more tests I could take. There was nothing else I could do. I laid in bed literally for 4 months, just losing weight. No one could figure it out. Couldn't walk anymore. I was in a wheelchair, like really, really bad. And the only thing I could do was lay there. So I thought, well, okay, if I can heal this, how am I going to do it? And I started imagining my healing from the cells, right? So I started with the cells, and then I moved to ligaments and tendons, and then I went to bigger organs, and then so every day I would go through this process for hours in a day because that's all I could do. Eventually, I ran 2 half marathons, and they weren't sure I'd walk again. Again, I did get help. I got help from my naturopath. There was a lot of detoxing. There was help, along the way. But really, as I say, it's always an inside job. It is always an inside job. And people don't believe me when I tell them that you have everything you need to heal yourself. You really do.
And what you just shared is what I've been talking about, how you assist your practitioner in the healing process.
Yeah.
See, what you did was that piece in terms of the energy. And only you could do that because it's your body and your energy.
Right.
And by doing that, you're giving power. You're connecting with your inner power. And then the naturopath comes in and does the integrative approaches that supports your energy's healing power. That's the whole process to healing. We were not meant to be ill. And once we understand that, what I call all the 24/7 doom and gloom would not be existing because our mind wouldn't even be receptive to any of that.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Whole, perfect, and complete.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. And Louise Hay, for there's so many stories about her, but she would talk about, like, I think she got a cancer diagnosis at some point, and she's like, oh, okay. And she goes, just give me 3 months. I just need 3 months. Right. And she would just go off, like, leave her alone. Like, she's not working. She's not writing books. She's not doing anything. But all she's focused on is her own healing. She comes back, cancer is gone. Right. Like real life stories like this. Right.
Exactly.
So how do you teach that to your people who are addicted to opioids? Like, how do you get there from there? Right.
Well, one of the things by the time people, come to see me.
Hey, we just wanted to take a quick moment to tell you about something very exciting that Debbie and I and our team have been working on for literally years. And that is our Cour Tools app, which is now available at the Google Play Store and at the Apple Store. And you can sign up for it now, and you will get access to all the tools we've been talking about on the podcast.
And if you're an early adopter of Cour Tools, you can get a VIP price for $49 for a lifetime. That's
lifetime.
That's
Buy it once, and we'll keep updating it too.
Yes. So we're super excited about this. Go to Apple Store, go to Google Play, and purchase it now.
Cour Tools, COUR, capital TOOLS.
Go get it.
Which is kind of different because my whole thing is I kind of play, the rebel rouser in terms of we're dealing with pain. And that's all we're going to talk about is pain. We're focusing on pain. Because one of the things that happens with people who've been on pain meds for a long time, they do not know what it feels like to not be in pain.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They can't even remember what, they have in their mindset. It's like, this is my way of life. This is how it has to be.
Yes.
Yes.
And what you have to do, the hard part that nobody wants to really deal with, but I think it's fascinating, is dealing with mindset. I work with mindset but I make it so it's you. I mean, you're calling the shots. It's about you. We're going to go back to, if we have to go all the way back to when you were a child, what made you happy? What did you do? Because one of the things I'm always telling people, we've got to stop being so uptight and serious about everything. That is the corporate, like, we forget that there's a little girl and a little boy inside of us that each and every day wants to come out and play. And we need to learn how to let them come out and play. And I tell them, you are entitled to have what's known as a silly day. Means you can do anything that you want to do, no matter how it looks, and don't care what anybody says about, because this is your time. We've got to get that. That's one of the major stress factors, is because we're so uptight, because of the doom and gloom. That 24/7 doom and gloom has made us uptight. And because we're uptight, we're locked in a box. And being locked in that box is suffocating us to the point of the illnesses that we are experiencing, because we're like in a rotation of everything. Same thing all day long, every day.
Robots.
365. We operate like zombies.
Yep.
So with people who are dealing with opiates, and I work with them, the thing is to get them to understand you can relax. I give them permission. You have to help them give themselves permission.
Yeah. Because the society is giving the opposite message. Don't slow down. Don't let up. What about this? What about that? So somebody coming in and saying that, it's okay to relax, and it's actually important and vital for your health, for your happiness, for your living your best life. I'm sure that's revolutionary for a lot of people. And probably some of them have never been told that.
The best people to hang out with is those who hang out with children before they get in school.
Yeah. Yes.
Those are the ones you should hang out with. Now, that's who you have fun with. Those who have not gone to school yet, and they still got some play in them, those are the ones you need to be with.
Well, I'm imagining, what you're saying is relaxing, and that sounds like maybe easier said than done. But just recently, like, I've had this back thing since like November, but it feels like I am just holding on like this. I'm holding on so tight because any little bump is going to make that pain worse, right? And so the idea of telling yourself to relax when you just you have clenched fists, your teeth are just clenched. Everything is so tight because it hurts so bad. So just that one little thing, that might not be so easy for some people, right? It's not just the world around them. It's actually just pure pain sitting inside of your body. And so the trick is for you, because the way I understand pain, there's like this loop, this circuit, this pain loop, right? So you're stuck in that pain loop, and it takes something to get you out of the circuit of pain. Is that right?
That is correct. And what it is what's that stress factor? It's stress connected to that pain.
Yes.
What is that? You got to think back. What was going on before you start noticing the pain?
Yes.
What was going on as the pain was intensifying? Go back to all of that. See, we don't talk things through. That's the key factor. You got to talk it through. And that's what happens. You got to go back to think, what is it in my life? What is it in my personal space right now that's got me locked down? I call it lockdown. It got me in lockdown right now. What has me in lockdown? And be truthful with yourself, and don't value it. Don't put any value. It's not about being good or bad, because the flip side of that is it's a lesson you got to learn.
Oh, yeah.
Each day we live in the game of life. And once you understand that, you can move through it. But you got to not be so hard. That's the other part of it. And being hard on yourself puts more stress and tension on the existing problem.
Yeah, so much judgment versus the idea that we're gathering information, that we're here on the planet for this experience, and we're living and we're growing and we're learning, and none of us came here knowing everything.
Exactly.
And to be open to what am I trying to find out now? What is my body trying to tell me? What is life trying to tell me? And without judgment. That's just advice for life. That's not just around pain. That's just how do we show up as our best selves.
That's it.
Yeah.
And once we understand that, you're halfway through the battle of healing yourself.
Yeah.
And like one of the things I always share with my clients, I tell them, you either got these two choices. First of all, you need to connect with your body. You need to make a connection with your body. And once you connect with your body, it means take a look at your whole body systems. And see, that's the other problem. We don't know our bodies because we don't understand the body is made up of 11 systems, and each system has a function. And when they get a diagnosis, what I usually ask, I'll give you an example. When they come to me with a diagnosis, say they may be dealing with asthma. And so the first thing I'm going to ask them, what body system do you think is affected when the doctor told you you had asthma?
Your lungs.
Your lungs. So that's the first thing they're going to say, the lungs. So then lungs is the organ. So what's the system that's affected?
Respiratory.
Your respiratory. And so
look
now
at me, all sciencey.
Look at you. Yay. One for Marci. Yes.
Okay, Marci. So you got the two. You got this body system, respiratory. You got the organ, the lungs. So what is that saying? Are the lungs in need of cleansing? Are the lungs in need of rest? Are the lungs in need of circulation, movement and that kind of thing? That's what you start processing. Start thinking about that, because now you're putting your body system together with the diagnosis, so you can start looking at what it is I need to do to assist my body in the healing process. So, I kind of help them, to start getting familiar with their bodies and think about that. When you get a diagnosis, think about the body system and the organ. And if you have to go look it up. But think about that, because that goes back to, Debbie, what you were saying, how I can now start telling the healing energy. My lungs need healing. My lungs need cleansing. This is how you can start doing it, because now what? You can visually see the organ. You can visually see the body system and put the vision to that, to your power to heal. It makes it so much easier.
Well, and then on top of that, the systems, I mean, what you're talking about is whole body healing, right? And that's something that we don't do in the Western world anymore. You go in, they look at one little thing, and then you're out, right?
Exactly.
But
if you go to
a naturopath, someone like you, you're looking at the whole person, like body, mind, spirit. You're looking at all of it, not just all the parts, but body, mind, spirit, like all those things. And all those things in conjunction is where the healing is. For me, it was it's as much spiritual as it was like imagining I'm healing, like all those things, right? And so it's bringing all of those pieces together. And we're not taught that. No one teaches us this, right?
No.
Right?
Nobody's teach this, but guess what? We all have it, because it's a cultural connection. And see, that's the missing piece to our healing process. We've moved away from our cultural connection to healing.
Yeah.
And if you connect culturally, go back and talk to some of the older members in your family and ask them about the healing practices that they were exposed to. See, the communication has stopped. And since the communication has stopped, now we're in habit, because the thing that's real important that a physician needs to understand, you have to also be able to connect with the culture that your clients are coming to you from in order for the healing to be effective, because there is a cultural connection to the healing process, which brings in the mind, body, and spirit connection. And all of that is based on the cultural foundation.
That's fascinating.
And we have to understand that as well.
My husband is Italian. Marci's Italian, by the way. So,
Mhm.
and so he tells these stories about old Italy and what they would
Yes.
do for healing in Italy. It's remarkable. It's all the things we already know. Like he tells this story about his grandmother who would be walking along the street and there'd be dandelions, and she'd like
Yes.
stop the car, stop
Yes.
like whatever, stop the horse, whatever, go and just grab all of these
Hmm.
dandelions and bring
Hmm.
them up. What do we know about dandelions now? I mean, dandelion roots are incredibly healing,
Yes.
right? Like
Yes.
along with all kinds of other things, the olive oil, enemas. Enemas are a big thing for
Yes.
it. Marcy, I don't know
Yes.
if you know about enemas and the Italians,
Yes.
but yes, but yeah.
That
If
was
you're
your
ever,
first line of
if
cleansing.
that's right. That is, it all starts there. But anyway, I love the idea that you're bringing in the cultural piece. It's incredible,
Yeah.
right?
And the thing about it, when you start talking about just like I saw how you brighten up when you were talking about your husband, talking about it's an enlivening process that comes to us
Yeah.
when we can talk about the healing of yesterday and realize that, oh wow, it starts opening up new avenues. It starts
Yeah.
opening up new awareness because
Hmm.
when we think about it, oh, like oh, that's so crazy. I mean, I can tell you a whole lot. My father was the one who was the healer. He's the one that had the home remedies. So like
Uh-huh.
it's all kinds of crazy things if you look at it now. But as a child, it worked.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna question it. It works. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I put the intellect to it, I'm saying, okay, that doesn't make sense, but it works. And the reason it works, what people don't understand is because what? The person who is administering it is putting their energy of
Yeah.
Mm.
love and healing into that process.
Well, and
Yeah.
then
That's the keeper.
you're yes, and then you're trusting it, but you believe it. You
Yes,
have to believe it. That's
Yeah.
the ticket. If you
yes,
don't,
yes.
if they come to you and they don't believe, like, this is like voodoo stuff. I don't believe what she's doing. But if they trust you and believe you
Right.
and do that themselves, then it works. But if they're just
Yeah.
like, it's for any doctor we go to, honestly.
Right.
Exactly.
If you
But the
trust or
trust
believe.
factor is very important. It's
Yeah.
very, and so the first trust has to be, you have to trust yourself. You have to
Yes.
trust
Yeah.
your power. You have to trust your ability. And once you
Yeah.
stand on your trust, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Because the thing
Yeah.
that I tell my clients, when you look at your body, you're going to have to make a decision. Is your body a temple or is it a warehouse? A
Mm.
temple is something sacred. You're going to take care of it. You're going to
Yes.
value it. A warehouse is something you store stuff in. So you got to look at what is your body. And once you decide and define how you see your body, it
Yes.
makes the process so much easier.
I
Ain't
think
that the
we,
truth?
yeah, I think we just came up with the title for this podcast. Is it a temple or a
Is-
warehouse?
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that you said that. I think of that all the time, especially as women. Society has told us to hate our bodies, basically, to say, oh, fat, too this, too short, too fat, too blah, 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 blah. And and I just turned 60 and I'm at this phase where I'm
Little
like, I want to
baby.
love this body.
Mm.
It's getting me everywhere I need to go. And these thighs, it doesn't matter what size they are, how jiggly or how, they're getting me up every day and they're taking me out on a hike. And I love
Exactly.
that. And I'm sending love to it. And that's a
Exactly.
total paradigm
Exactly.
shift.
It's
Yes.
so important. It is so important to the women who are listening. Understand, no matter how you see yourself, like, physically, you are all right. You
Yes.
are
Yeah.
where you are supposed to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just cherish it. Like
Yes.
if you want to lose weight, if that's something that's on your agenda, give yourself time, space, and
Yeah.
encouragement to make it. It's not an overnight thing. And
No.
don't be hard on yourself in the process. Whatever whatever the changes are that you are seeing that you think you need in your body, go easy on yourself. Love
Yeah.
where you are right now, because it's all right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to end there. Yes. Bravo.
Woo! Love that. Love it. That is beautiful.
Oh,
That's so
thank
But
beautiful.
one
you
thing I
so
want to
much.
share before we close out.
Okay.
In the African tradition, when you come visit someone's home, you bring a gift for the first time. And I have a gift
Ah,
for your listening audience.
Oh,
I
yay.
love that.
I do medication and addiction-free poster that I have for everyone with a list of all the things that you can do if you're interested in
Ah,
looking for medication-free alternatives to relieving pain. And all you have to do is go to reflexology.com and download the poster. And that's my gift to you for listening to us
ah,
today.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you
thank you
so
so
much. We will
much.
put
Thank
that
you.
link in our show notes so you can find that.
Yes.
And what about if somebody wants to work with you? How do they find you for that? And
Yeah.
can people work with you virtually, or is it just for folks in the DC area?
I am virtual. This is a
Good.
virtual
Yay.
healing process.
Love
Yeah.
And
it.
you can go to my website, which is focusonhealing.com. And I encourage everyone, go to my contact. And if you have any questions about relieving pain or anything, drop me a note in my contact section on my webpage, and I will get back to you with an answer to anything that you may have about relieving pain without medication using the power of touch.
All right.
Amazing.
Yay.
Wonderful.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. It's been
Thank you
awesome.
so much. Hey, podcast family, we are doing something big, big for us, and that is writing a book in
Ooh,
2026.
ooh.
Yes.
I, I'm not sure we knew what we were signing up for. So,
We
yeah,
never do. We
yeah.
just say yes.
Yes, it was my bright idea. Again, like when Marcy's just she's going along with it, but wow, like, we essentially got started. We had so much information from so many
Yes.
amazing professionals from around the world,
Two and
right?
a half years of weekly podcasts. That is a ton of information and just good stuff that we want to put into one place and share in a way that's going to empower people to be happier, healthier, more centered, more calm, more make their family relationships better with your kids, with your spouse, with the people in your life, with your community.
So yeah, so there's so much information. We thought we probably have 3 volumes of stuff because we don't want this to be a huge Encyclopedia Britannica
Right.
of Marcy and Debbie for the last 2.5 years, right? There's
Yeah.
just so many different things. We agreed to talk about tough things, and I think
Hmm.
we really have. And but we've broken it down in such a way that it's going to be a short book, one that you can put beside your bed
Yeah.
before you go to bed at night or wake up in the morning, whatever works. And you can read little pieces of it, and then it can make reference to the podcast. So if there's something, a chapter you're super interested in, you go to the podcast, you listen to that. Then there'll be references to our app, so you can go in and find the tools that you're going to need. And then there'll be
Yeah.
little practices at the end of each chapter. So if
Yes.
there's one thing that you're really working on and focused on, you can practice. Maybe it's journaling, maybe it's tapping,
Yeah.
like whatever it is, those will be in the book too. So we've done it in such a way that hopefully you're going to see a way to transition your life, the way you parent, the way you live, right?
Yeah, it's going to be, in a way, a handbook for parenting, but not just the actual act of parenting, but being your best self, your best parent, your best human being, and then raising human beings who are happy and healthy and centered and fulfilled, and then having a family that connects and is going deeper with each other and is doing the work together as a family so that we're raising these kids into humans that go out purposefully, intentionally in the world to do what's theirs to do, not just to make jobs or make money, not just to get a job, but to show up in purpose and make the world a better place. Like, isn't that really why we're here? Leave things better than we found them. And we can do that. We can do that. We're going to share some ways.
Because you know what we always say,
It's
it's
always
always
an
an
inside
inside
job.
job.
We don't do that synced up speaking, but mentally we are synced up.
Yes.
You are empowered. You've got the skills. We're gonna bring you some tools. We're gonna bring you somatic tools. We're gonna bring you places to journal in your book. We're gonna bring you some beautiful illustrations that will uplift you. We're gonna remind you of the truth of who you are. We're going to help you find ways to connect with your kids, connect with your spouse, connect as a family, connect with people to lift up this planet during challenging times.
We're excited. I hope you are too.
Stay tuned. More on the book. All of that. It's going to be a process. We're not just throwing this together. So stay tuned for more.
And now for your core mental health break. This is your opportunity to take a moment to support your mental wellness, your peace of mind, your own ease and grace. Take some time every day to support your mental health. You deserve it, and it matters.
Today we're going to journal, and here is your journaling prompt. If I could go anywhere in the world, I would go. Take a few moments, journal about where you would go, feel it, create it, really think about what would serve you and uplift you. If I could go anywhere in the world, I would go. Enjoy your journaling.
Thanks for listening to the Warrior Parent Podcast, which is a production of our nonprofit, Cour Experience, who also creates and distributes Cour tools. You can find us at courexperience.org. Make sure you join us next week for another informative conversation to help you and your family show up mindfully, purposefully, and joyfully with each other and in your community.
Our Core Tools platform consists of a number of proven tools and techniques that are designed to reduce stress, anxiety, and overwhelm in spite of what's going on in your world. We want to thank Samuel Hale, LLC, for sponsoring this podcast. Technical and marketing support comes from Inspire Your Brand. Our podcast editor is Justin Beeden. Opinions expressed by guests do not necessarily reflect those of the hosts, the producers, or the financial supporters. I'm Debbie DiManno.
And I'm Marci Mitchell. Thanks for listening. If you resonate with the idea of creating a community to help support kids and families, won't you join us by following the podcast and sharing this episode? You can even write a review. It truly does take a village, and we appreciate you.